The year is 1943. Europe is at war. A high-altitude bomber drones across a pale full moon. Within its cavernous belly, illuminated by a dull red light, Commander Slate sits with one leg crossed over the other, her eyes fixed to a pocket watch as she daintily sips a Pim's cup. She appears to be exceptionally young, given the gravity of her post. She looks as though she could easily be on a croquet green, not hurtling through the air in an overblown sardine can kilometers above the Earth's surface. You're familiar with her as the leader of Fang, the Allies' most top-secret military unit. 6 months ago, Hitler's obsession with the occult inspired the boys back home to funnel resources into a unit for aristocratic witches, gun-nut ghouls, haggard ghasts, and crypt-dwelling monstrosities. Namely, you. The second hand of her watch marches merrily in its circle, and all at once she snaps it closed, drains the last of her beverage, stands, and looks at the ceiling above her. 4 reinforced steel boxes hang from the roof. From behind bulletproof glass in the lids, 4 pairs of eyes stare forth with fierce determination. Your eyes. Rightio. You all come from different backgrounds, but you have all been chosen for what you have in common. You are vampires. You're medically dead. You're tougher, stronger, and faster than mortals. You drink blood, and you can't handle direct sunlight. This is our final move. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's hot as hell down there. Once you arrive, you'll be positively swarmed with all manner of Nazi scum until this is done and dusted. They'll send squad after squad of soldiers, and more dangerous things besides, but we have the utmost confidence that you will be able to tear through almost any opposition with brutal efficiency. Especially because, should you fail, well, we're all pretty damn well fucked, and Gay Paris won't be the only jewel in Hitler's tiara. She crosses to a large lever mounted near the front of the bomber. We are currently 13,666 meters in the air above the B-17 flying fortress Stoker. The vessels you occupy are made of reinforced steel boxes equipped with pneumatic shock absorption and pressurized cylinders of premium high-quality nun's blood, donated by the girls at Our Lady of Perpetual Ruin. Moments from now, your tactical drop coffins will plummet to the target on the ground below in Sector 3. You will be reduced to a mangled paste of gristle and bone. At this point, the cylinders will release, healing you within seconds. After that, it's a simple matter of kicking open the lid and replenishing your blood supply on whatever fascists happen to be nearby. The regeneration process will leave you completely depleted, so bottoms up. From there, you'll need to find cover and make your way to your target. Ending the war in this manner is efficient and precise, but it is also brutal and messy. There is bound to be collateral damage, but rest assured, what we aim to accomplish here is a drop of mustard compared to what the Americans have planned for the Pacific. Over the last few weeks, all children and domesticated animals have been evacuated by French guerrilla fighters on the ground. She throws the lever, and the hatch opens. The lights of the city of Paris, the city of lights, blink beneath you. Your objective is simple. Drink all of Hitler's blood. Not some of it. Not most of it. All of it. Good luck and devil's speed. She salutes the drop coffins and hits another lever. The locks keeping your drop coffins in place unclasp, and you plummet from the plane toward Gay Paris. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Kit and Marlowe Presents Coffin Drop. I'm T. Wade. I will be your game master for the next few sessions as we cut a bloody swath through Nazi-occupied Paris to get to the top of Hitler Zeppelin and drink all his blood. But I won't be drinking all of Hitler's blood. That is going to be accomplished by all of you. Go ahead and introduce yourselves for the audience.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kim Dalton, she, her. I am the co-founder and producer of Kit and Marlowe, and I'm very excited to be a player here. Rolling dice, I haven't done that in a solid year.
Hi, I'm Beverlee Jean, she, her, and I'll be playing today. I'm ready to eat the Reich. I'm Cameron Rose. My pronouns are he, they. I will be playing today. I am also very excited to eat the Reich.
Hi, everyone. I'm Omar Najam, pronouns he, Annie, and God, I freaking hate Nazis. So I'm very ready to rip out some throats of the Reich right now.
We all have that in common.
For the record, I as well hate the Nazis, but I will be playing them. Yeah, we're going to be playing a game called Eat the Reich by Grant Howitt. I thought it would be a good time for us to have a little cartoon violence against fascists. Seems like the perfect day and age, even if it's 80 years after the setting of our story. Weary sigh. And for the record, my pronouns are they, them.
Write it down.
Due to the nature of this story, there are some content warnings that are going to be inherent, but more specific per episode will be detailed in the episode description below. But you can expect drinking human blood, consuming human flesh, invading a foreign country for the purposes of political assassination, violence against fascists, the occult, blood and gore, joy at violence, destruction of property, and inter-European condescension, to name a few. On the ground below, a busker plays the accordion in a town square where the cobbles were laid before the U.S. Constitution was even written. A mime puts herself in an invisible box, and a young woman barters with a baker for a baguette. A man in a linen suit and ascot reads the paper, sipping coffee between drags of cigarettes at outdoor tables. Shop windows display brands loyal to the German regime, and nearby, a metro station beckons commuting citizens below the ground and spills them forth into the shopping district. Resplendent in the center is a fountain, with a statue of a mermaid bathing herself in spouting water. As a pair of German police patrols clink their afternoon Fantas together, your coffins hit the plaza and send up a shower of rubble and brick. The stunned onlookers try to peer through the dust as a chorus of sounds from within. The young woman pays the baker full price for the baguette, kisses him on the cheek, mounts her bike, and rides away as the police take out their arms and advance slowly toward the cloud of dust. As they edge toward the debris, Beverlee, describe what jumps out at them.
As this coffin splits in the middle, stepping out, her foot forming as she does, is Nicole, a short, 5'3" person with brown curly hair cropped short around her face, hard brown eyes, and 3 flecks of a scar on her face from shrapnel she refuses to heal. Pops out in a black bomber jacket, shouldering a submachine gun, and says, "Bonjour!" and cocks it.
You cock that submachine gun. Immediately, the police patrol opens fire on you, but the bullets pass harmlessly through you as you are not a creature of living flesh, and you are currently empty of blood. What would you like to do? Your objective? Get out of the open and into cover.
As I take those 3 hits, I want to do a full-on barrel roll in this cobblestone street and duck behind the bench where this man was reading a newspaper and has since run away, and fire off this machine gun as I go.
Roll shoot. The way turns of play work in Eat the Reich is there's no initiative or turn order predetermined by the dice. I will be going around a circle. On each of your turns, you'll describe what you're trying to do and then pick a stat that is appropriate to that action. I will roll dice equal to the active threat's attack rating against you, and then a 4 or above counts as a success, 6 counts as 2 success, or you can use it to activate something called a special. You are going to then apply your successes to the active objectives or to the health of the threats, whittling them down until the objective is complete.
Sick. So I have a shoot of 4. I'm going to roll 4 dice.
You invoked your submachine gun. Are you going to use it as equipment?
I do. So that adds another dice.
Yep, and mark off 1 use of your submachine gun.
Would you consider this flanking?
I wouldn't, because there's not another enemy on their other side. You are the person coming out first, so there's really just the 1 point of focus.
We're all still goo right now.
Everybody's goop but me. I'm always eager to get in there. Okay, so I'm rolling 5 d6s right now.
I'm rolling 2.
Okay, I got 2 successes.
As did I. I got a 4 and a 6, but a 6 is not a crit for me. It's just 1 success. So, if you do not allocate both of your successes to defense, you will take damage. You would be rolling on the injury table twice.
Ooh.
Copy. then I think I do defense. I think there's too many guys, and I'm the one guy out here. And so as I'm running, I aim the rifle at them, but then I see how many there are, and I just start laying down fire and sort of running behind this bench as I dive on the other side.
Absolutely. You get into that table, slip up behind the newspaper and put it up in front of your face, and then poof, right through the headline, Nazi bullet pierces the paper. You flick it down, and it's just stuck right at your eyebrow. You cock an eyebrow, and it pings out harmlessly.
I could use a little help out here.
At that, Cameron, what joins the fray?
As my coffin bursts open, Flint has already arranged himself, hanging upside down from the roof of it, wings folded. A giant, muscular bat creature, about 8 feet tall, huge wingspan, looks out at the gathered soldiers and says, "Oh, Nazis. Well, normally I find your putrid ideology ruins your taste, but who am I to deny a feast?" And then leaps straight at them, a gliding leap, wings out to rip them up.
All right, so are you going to try and tear them apart with your bare hands?
Oh, yeah.
That is a brawl roll, please.
That's 2 6s.
I also got 2 6s, but here's the difference. That's 2 successes for me. That's 4 successes for you, unless you'd like to activate a special.
I would like to activate my special, Ravenous, where I gain 3 blood. So I'm just going to jump to the closest guy, completely tear his jaw off, and start biting down onto the exposed parts of his throat.
Phenomenal. Blood gushes into your mouth, soaking your fangs and rolling down your throat, as their bullets harmlessly deflect off of your hide. So add 3 blood to your meter. Blood is the resource you use to activate your abilities. Think of it like mana or spell slots. As you tear into this soldier, tasting the Fanta as the sucrose caramelizes in its blood, Kim, please describe who else emerges from this cloud of dust and debris.
The first thing we see is a impossibly chic pair of 5-inch stiletto heels stepping out of this coffin. A very pale woman with long white hair wearing the slinkiest, skimpiest black evening gown you've ever seen, but with a rifle on her back and a saber on her hip emerges from the coffin. The first thing I'm going to do is smoke a cigarette out of my long cigarette holder.
Incredible.
Thus gaining 2 blood. Because they were taken from the pockets of hanged men.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then Irina has a family signet ring on her pinky finger, and I'm going to scrape it against the side of my coffin. It makes a very loud ringing sound. And then that ringing sound is echoed by the chatter and screech of bats. Children, clear the area. Fly, my babies. And then just bats descend upon this plaza. I'm going to try to intimidate everyone to get the fuck out of here so that we can find cover.
Hell yes. So go ahead and roll Terrify, add the cigarettes taken from the pockets of the hanged man, and gain 2 blood.
Fantastic. And invoking my bats did cost 1 blood. You see what I did there?
I do. You did that. You got the resource, spent the resource.
Yup.
Now we're cooking with stormtroopers. Got a 2 and a 1.
That is 1 success and 1 crit.
Ooh, phenomenal. You have 3 dice to allocate to either the threats or the objectives.
I'm going to put all 3 successes towards advancing the objective.
Fantastic. As this cloud of bats spreads out over Paris, it creates a cloud blotting out what little of dusk still remains. And in the darkness and terror of the miasma, the police patrol is distracted and you buy cover for your comrades to advance. Though the last, not the least. Omar, who's the last to engage in this bloody battle?
As the coffin hits the ground and smashes, body parts scatter along the cobblestone as a heaving mass in a large, heavy coat gets to his feet and starts to pull like pieces of arm together as the like healing gas is kicking in. And you'd follow just like the pair of boots as like bits of flesh are getting picked up and just like slapped back on as a gravelly voice calls out, well, 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 so this is Gay Perry, huh? As Chuck, the vampire cowboy, glances around and then leans down and picks up his hat and dusts it off and puts it on, watching one of the like Nazi police just like running away. And he clicks his tongue. Nope. No, you ain't going nowhere. You ain't shown me the sights yet. And he will pull out his 2 revolvers, Betsy and Maria, and start firing away.
Fantastic. Go ahead and roll with shoot.
All right, here we go. My shoot is 3. I'm using Betsy and Maria, which gives me an additional, so I got a 1, which actually with my corpse eater ability gives me a drop of blood. So I'm going to go ahead and mark that, which is very exciting. And otherwise, I got 2 successes.
Phenomenal. I got 0, so apply those as you see fit.
Okay, great. Chuck loads up Betsy and Maria, and bam, Betsy goes off and takes down one of the Nazis. Bam, Maria goes off, takes down the other Nazi, and Chuck locks eyes with the third one and goes, nah, obviously I'm going to need someone to spread the message and tell everyone we're here. So why don't you go ahead and scurry off? Go ahead and tell all your, whatever you call generals out there, her master, whatever silly words you got out. Crazy German you speaking. Why don't you go ahead and tell them? And as the Nazi turns and starts to run, Chuck goes, wait, no, hold it. We're supposed to be, nah, I'm sorry. Hey, fella, I'm sorry about that. This is a sneaky mission. Bam, third shot goes off.
Incredible. The Nazis that were enjoying their brief respite fall to the ground, pools of blood spilling out to join the leaking fountain that continues to gush the worst tap water in the history of Europe into the cobbles. Another squad car, police siren going off, tears into the plaza, blocking off all exits, your only viable exit either into the shops or the metro tunnel.
I think we should do the metro tunnel.
What if I need an outfit, though?
Darling, I brought extras.
Oh, Jen, clothes already.
A second police patrol has come and more Nazis cascade out of it like a clown car. All right, top of the pops, Nicole, that's you.
There are Nazi bodies here. Can I drink them?
Yeah.
No further explanation. Is that the turn, or is it like a free action?
No, that is one of your dice. If you get a success, you allocate that to getting blood.
Oh, great.
And that can be as you're doing something else. You can be doing like a terrify roll, grab one, suck its blood as other things are happening.
Great. I think I make eye contact with Flint and I eye towards the tunnel. And then I want to sneak using these bats as cover. And actually, I'm going to toss a smoke grenade into the fray and start sneak running towards that metro station.
Go ahead and roll sneak.
Okay, I got 3 failures, but 2 crits / extra special 6s.
Phenomenal. I got nothing.
Great. I'm going to use 2 of those to advance the objective. So the smoke plus bats, their wings start whipping this smoke even further out. So it starts spreading. And I pass by the bloodied corpse of this Nazi and I put my foot down on his chest as I rip off the arm and I say, gotta take it to go, sorry. I start eating it as I'm running.
Fantastic.
Grab a doggy bag.
Add 2 blood, and I will apply 2 successes to the objective. Flint.
Seeing Nicole's signal and hearing her car pull up, I would like to throw the body of the man I'm eating at the windshield of the car to cause a distraction.
I would call that terrify. That's the launching the heads into Minas Tirith. That is like, I am using the body of one of your friends to intimidate the shit out of you.
Oh, and can I spend 1 blood to make that an improvised projectile?
Yeah!
Fantastic. That's gonna be another 2 6s.
Phenomenal.
I think I'm gonna put all of that towards objective by throwing the body at the windshield and then just like getting down through the smoke towards the metro.
This demandibled corpse flies through the air. The police patrol in terror trains all of their fire on it. And as it splatters blood all over them, they look around and you have vanished below the streets. Posters line the walls of the station advertising cultural attractions to the inhabitants of Paris, the amusements and illuminations of Jardin des Fêtes, new exhibits at the Museum of European Warfare, and an upcoming Wagner opera to the concert hall. None of the trains are currently running, but the metro makes for an excellent means of slipping deeper into the city undetected. Miles upon miles of rail tunnels, maintenance shafts, and public stations allow for access to almost anywhere in the city. In fact, if you could get a train up and running, you might be able to speed beneath the streets. Either way, your objective is cut through the metro tunnels.
Well, maybe if we do this quick enough, we can check out one of these Wagner concerts, as Chuck gestures over to one of the posters. Well, how was everyone else's drop?
Thrilling! There's nothing better than picking up the pieces of your own life from the floor.
Beautiful philosophy.
Jolting, I would say. A bit of a shock to the system.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It was lovely. I slept like a baby.
Wow, all right. Well, hey, look at us on vacation right now. I mean, obviously we're working, but like, this is pretty cool. This is pretty fun. So, anyone here happen to know the train systems real well here in France?
No, cave systems I've spent quite a bit of time in, but nothing like this.
Darling, I never take the subway.
Chuck, it is you in the turn order. What would you like to do?
Well, shoot, as much as I love the idea of us going crevice to crevasse, perhaps we can try to, take one of these trains. I happen to have a little bit of tinkering know-how when it comes to train stuff like that.
All right, go ahead and give me a fix roll, please.
All right, my fix is 4. Here we go. I got 2 crits and 1 success.
That is enough to get a train up and running.
As Chuck wanders over to the train and spits in his hands and rubs them together, he flashes back to one of his lives as someone who was working on the 19th century train lines that were being laid out to the west. Because Chuck is actually an amalgamation of a couple people from post-bellum South that was taken in.
Oh, not the character inspiration, physically.
Physically, yes. A little bit of a southern Frankenstein's monster. And before we get, more of that flashback, Chuck pushes it out and goes, no, I'm not going to get lost in memories right now. No, Chuck is going to get a train moving. So let's go. Claps his hands and gets to work.
You pop open the hood, the hood of this. You pop open the hood of this train.
What you working with? What kind of engine this is? A Ford Ferrari? What are we doing here?
Applying a little bit of elbow grease and what is it called when you just hit something to make it work?
A Fonzie?
A Fonzie, yeah. Slam the hood shut and the train thrums to life.
I mean, it's no American engineering. This is definitely a European design, but a little bit of hard work, a little bit of dedication, belief in democracy. This thing's up and running. So, who wants to hop on in on what I'm going to call the Liberty Express?
As long as you're driving.
Nicole puts out her hand to help Irina into the car.
And I thought chivalry was dead.
She gives a deep bow. It is.
Incredible. Incroyable. You all board the train. Next stop, Liberty. And it tears off through the underground tunnels. As it's going, another sound is added to the chugging of the engine. You hear a drone, and as they get closer, you realize you're being pursued by a Nazi motorcycle squad. Irina.
I'm going to take the butt of my hunting rifle and smash the window of this subway car. And then I'm going to crawl on top of the subway car and lay down on it, and then use my hunting rifle to start picking off these Nazi motorcyclists.
Fantastic. Go ahead and we'll shoot.
And one could say I am doing it from an elevated position, so I do get an extra die.
Would absolutely consider that an elevated position.
I only have 1 success.
I got 3. Training wheels are coming off, kids. We're out of the tutorial.
Oh, man.
So you're taking at least 2 damage.
Yeah, unless I invoke a flashback.
That's true.
Yeah, why not?
All right. As the gathering momentum of this train whips your beautiful gown back and forth in the tunnels, you take aim, focusing in on this Nazi motorcycle squad. And remember, what brought you here in the first place? Where do we see you?
We are in a Gothic castle, standing alone amidst the Russian tundra. And I am kneeling amongst the bodies of my dead, slaughtered vampire clan who were torn apart by Nazis.
The salt of tears mingles with the iron of blood pooling on the floor as you look around at all of the devastation, the only family that you have known these past centuries. But your mourning is interrupted by the click of heels on this tile. Well, bit of a mess in here, isn't it?
I draw my saber, which bears my family crest on it, and hold it at this intruder.
You see a young woman, who we now know as Commander Slate, at the time in thick fur coat and rusky hat. Now, I don't come in this way. Something tells me that you are accustomed to serving dishes cold.
I would do anything to avenge my family.
Well, then let's get you out of this Siberian icebox and into something a little bit more comfortable.
Who are you?
My name is Commander Slate. I represent a certain faction of the Allied forces. You're aware, even in this remote locale, of the growing war in the West?
Yes.
It will eventually advance to march on you as well.
And your organization?
Fang.
Fang. Your resources, are you well provided for?
Well, I will admit it has been a bit of a startup. We've had to cobble together as much as we can, recycling tins and the like, but we're still in the early stages. So far, all we've managed to be able to afford is the plane ticket out here, I'm afraid.
Come, I will need someone to carry my bags. And I stand, smooth my gown, and walk over to the treasure room, where we see stacks and stacks of treasure chests, and I start pulling out bags of gold and jewels and handing them to Slate. I have found myself the sole beneficiary of quite the inheritance.
And I do believe so now has the British Crown. Thank you for your patronage, Miss
Irina,
Well then, shall we? And she gestures out the door.
let's kill some Nazi fuckers.
You push open the wide double doors of your estate, the wind howling outside, as Slate, less than gracefully, drags a very heavy bag. All right. Could have brought some doughboys, but very well. And follows you, trudging through the snow. As you come back to the present moment, you are able to reroll.
Not only reroll, I add 2 more dice.
Yes, you do.
5 successes, 1 crit.
Oh! So, some threats have specials as well. So if you want to allocate that crit to the threat, you will trigger an additional effect.
Oh, okay. Well, we have to see what that does. So I will allocate my crit to activating that special.
So this special is called Crash and Burn. You inflict 3 damage to the motorcycle squad, and when they go down, they stay down.
Ooh.
Incredible. And then I'm going to allocate 3 of my dice towards defending, reducing your dice.
2-0.
And then my last dice towards advancing the objective.
Fantastic. As focus shifts back to the present moment, you breathe out of habit more than necessity, because you do not need to, and squeeze the trigger. The front wheel of the lead motorcycle disintegrates into shredded rubber. They flip ass over tea kettle. The sidecar crashes against the side, sending sparks shivering. Those sparks hit the gas tank of the motorcycle, and it explodes, causing another one to spin out of control and crash against the side of the wall. And the force of the explosion pushes the train forward a little bit faster. Remaining squad uses it as a ramp and jumps over, and another follows behind. They are still in pursuit, but you did a massive damage infliction onto them. And I will also mention, because you got the train car up and running, there are not also 2 infantry squads.
Nice.
We are back to Nicole.
Nicole pops her head out of the window Arena just made. All right, let's get a little 3-dimensional, and bursts into shadows, spending 1 blood.
Whoa. Oh, no.
And reforms on the back of the middle motorcycle.
Yeah.
And takes her cut down Lee Enfield rifle and wraps it around this guy's neck and pulls on it.
Hell yeah. Okay, go ahead and roll brawl.
Well, I got 1 6, so that's good.
I got 2 successes.
No! So I can hurt him
You can hurt him, but you will be rolling at least once on the injury table.
at least once, right? I still want to. I'm still gonna hurt him, so I roll on the injury table.
Mm-hmm.
Sick.
So you're soaking 1 and then you doing 1 damage?
Yeah.
Okay, so the way injuries work in Eat the Reich is every player has 3 sections You roll a d6, and then whichever number you get allocates that to a section, and you mark the first in a tier, and then you want to mark the second in a tier.
I see. 1 to 2, 3 to 4, 5 to 6. Got it.
I rolled a 4, which is just a graze. I'm choking this guy out with this rifle. He leans back and snaps me with his elbow. I take it to the face, but I hold tight.
Breath leaves his body, and you, using his hands almost like a ratatouille with the rifle, continue to steer the motorcycle along in pursuit of the train.
Like Black Widow in Avengers. She just stabs the Chowtiri and is flying around.
Absolutely. Flint.
So there is at least one motorcycle pursuing without Nicole on it, correct?
Yes, there's one directly behind it, and you can see the headlights of more down the tunnel.
Great. And would you say that Flint is strong enough to rip out at least a piece of a seat from this train car?
Yes. You can rip out a whole seat. You can rip out a section. You can rip off the door.
Jesus.
You are a superhero.
Excellent. I would like to rip out a seat, hold it over my head, and yell, "Oh, be careful! These tracks are not really meant for motorcycles!" And then throw it at the one behind Nicole. There could be debris anywhere!
I would call that shoot, maybe? You're not up close and personal, so I wouldn't say it's brawl.
Great. I would like to then add my improvised projectile again.
Great.
That's one success.
That is one success for me as well.
Gosh. I'll take the damage.
Okay. The seat flies over an incoming bullet that gets through your hide into your exposed underbelly. Go ahead and roll on the injuries table.
That's a 1 for teeth smashed, so it kind of like ricochets up off of my belly and into my mouth.
It goes into your belly, hits your spinal column, and then shoots up.
Yeah, back out the mouth.
And that motorist gets the shot off just in time to see this seat careening. The seat explodes, the motorcycle explodes, the propulsion propels Nicole further forward down the tunnel, and that's another damage to the motorcycle squad. Chuck.
Chuck watches Flint masterfully throw an entire seat, like an entire row at the motorcycle, and is unbelievably impressed. But as it's happening, I get sucked back into another like body part memory. These are not flashbacks. These are just little flavors. And it's standing out, looking out at like a railway being expanded into like the southwest, and talking to like another rail worker, and the rail worker's like, "God damn, we're just gonna keep expanding, and they're just gonna keep taking land." And then the person that my arm came from goes, "Hey, you're looking at it all wrong. This is connecting people. You don't understand. It's not domination. It's putting us all together, and maybe that's what they want, is to take the land. But if they're just giving everyone access, you can't stop all of us. I believe in people." And I pull out of that, and Chuck goes, "God damn, what the hell is going on with me?" Truly, this country brings out something. Something in all of us, huh? But from that, Chuck realizes the arm is tracing sort of like a train map, and Chuck goes, "Oh, okay, arm. I think I pick up what you're putting down." What I would like to do is look up ahead, see the cascade of motorcycles coming at us, and then look for a track switch to hit right when they're approaching to kind of just trip them up.
Fantastic. Would you call that search? Because you're searching for something?
Search or fix, whichever you would prefer.
Since you just did fix your last round, you can't do fix again, so that would be search.
Okay, here we go with 2. Come on, big money. That is 1 success, 1 failure.
No successes. 1, 1, and 2.
Oh my goodness. So the arm just lurches forward and grabs like a lever, and Chuck's like, "Okay, all right, righty, go ahead." And we pull the lever.
Are you trying to further the objective, or are you trying to take out these threats?
I'm trying to take out the threats.
This motorcycle, almost playing chicken with you, charges with a Willem Dafoe-esque man and with the glasses coming toward you, his scarf fluttering behind him. He is ready to come up and just get a clean shot on you as the pilot of this train. And right at the last second, the arm pulls the lever, you switch, and broadside, the tail of the train whips and boom, catapults him back into last Tuesday. Erlina.
First, I must say, I take a moment viewing through the scope of my hunting rifle to just admire Nicole for a second. Like, the edges of Arena's vision go kind of pink just watching. She looks so good from this angle.
Morning becomes her.
It does. But then I set down my hunting rifle and I pull out a compact mirror and a tube of lipstick. And I start scrawling some runes on the mirror of my compact. And then I'm going to toss that right as we hit the track switch. I want to try to blow up the tunnel behind us so that we can't be pursued.
Magic grenade. Here for it. God, what would I call that? Terrify, maybe? That's scary.
It is frightening.
Yeah, I'm going to call this a terrify. As you whip a cosmetic appliance and it explodes. I love that you're scoping out this girl and you're like, I gotta fix my lip. But then that turns into fixing everyone's lips.
Wait a minute. This can be used on both lip and cheek and for magic rune.
Go ahead and roll.
Would you say that those explosive runes are concealed, considering they are concealed within a compact mirror?
Oh, sure, you're using concealer.
Yeah. So that's 3 extra dice on top of my 3 terrify.
Ooh.
Baller.
1 success and 1 crit.
I got 1 success and 1 crit as well, but for me, that's just 2 successes.
All right, so I'm going to apply my crit to defense to knock out your 2 attack die, and then I'm going to use the last one to advance the objective as the explosive fires off and causes like a tunnel collapse.
As the compact frisbees toward you, Nicole, you leap onto it, step on it, kicking it back into the motorcycle, grab the end of the train, and it explodes behind you, causing a cave-in. Some of the motorcycle riders do slip underneath the falling stalactite-like bits of Parisian streets and follow you into the tunnel, but the vast majority of them are cut off behind and careen into the rocks. Their distant explosions echoing behind you as you rocket further onto the streets of Paris. Nicole.
So I'm hanging off the back of this train.
Yeah.
And I pull this heavy iron door open and close it behind me. And I run up to the front where Chuck is. And I start getting into the mechanics of this thing. And I am just going to try and overclock it.
Hell yeah.
By some street urchin logic.
Let's get some 40s nitrous in this. That sounds like fixed to me.
It is, but it's very low. Which means I'm going to help Chuck on the next turn. But can I use my gun to help? Is what I'm trying to flavor right now.
Yeah. Percussive maintenance is what it is called.
I'm going to make up some truths about guns, and I just need everybody to get really cool with that real fast. That's just me talking to the audience real quick.
On this historical podcast?
Yes. I did Google gun parts today. Sorry. To my algorithm. I'm going to turn the bullet backwards in my rifle to just not have it explode. We're making this up. To not have it explode, to get my gun really hot, and then I'm going to help it melt some gears and change it so it can go faster. Okay.
Phenomenal. Go ahead and roll a fix.
The science checks out.
That's a real thing.
Yeah.
That is 3 fails.
That's okay. That is no successes.
Okay.
But you still pay 2 forward to Omar.
Yes. So I guess whoever uses fix next, in general, can have 2 more dice. So Nicole goes, all right, let's use that beautiful big brain. And tries this thing. Goes, I can always solve a problem with a gun. Oh, good luck up there, Chuck. I think I did something.
Flint, it is you.
I would like to take up Nicole's position, opening my wings and jumping onto the first motorist.
Fantastic. Gonna brawl him?
Yeah. That's 3 successes.
Grand. That's 1 success for me.
Fantastic. Then I would like to jump onto the front of the motorcycle, facing the driver, grab both of his arms, and then just pull them off and shove him off the bike as best I can, and try to take his seat.
Absolutely. As you fly, you bullet time around his oncoming fire, landing on the front fender and just with 2 gouts of blood painting graffiti on the sides of this tunnel. He slumps to the ground. You easily take over the motorcycle, your enormous hulking form diminuitizing it. You look like you're a circus performer riding a tricycle. So you soaked the damage, and then you had 2 other successes, right? Both of those to the threat?
Yes, both to the threat.
Okay. The scant remaining motorcyclists tear after you, firing, their bullets ping, ping, clanking off of the train as you rocket forward. The fear causing grim determination. Their attack increases by 1 as we come around to Chuck.
As Nicole is like firing the gun at the gun, Chuck is frantically like looking through like cabinets and anything just sort of in like the conductor space. And in one of the cabinets is like a collection of hidden alcohol bottles. And Chuck gets another, not flashback, but body part memory.
Separate and distinct.
A BPM, if you will.
That is my DJ name.
To 2 femme bartenders, and one of them goes, "You know they ain't gonna ever let us have our own establishment." And the other one, where the left arm kind of comes from, goes, "You don't plant trees so you get to sit in the shade. You plant them for future generations. And if they take us down, well, they'll remember us by our drinks." And Chuck like flashes back and then turns to Nicole, pale-faced. "Nicole, there's something going on with me." There's something really off going on with me.
I'm actually a little attracted to you right now, and that's new.
And the left arm creeps a little bit closer to Nicole, just kind of like perched and like leaning to one side.
She reaches towards it. Oh, I don't know what's going on.
What the hell is going on? Hold on a sec. We gotta focus, arm. Okay. All right. Do your thing, I guess. And the left arm is gonna start pulling the alcohol to mix some sort of concoction to pour into like our engine fuel line.
Yeah, turbo fuel.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Go ahead and roll fix.
Great. And it's going to need some heat from Nicole's gun in order for this to really pop off. So fix, I've got 4. Nicole, you just threw me 2. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So I got my 4. I got my 2. Come on, big money. I've got 1 crit, 1 success, and the rest failures. So 2 successes, 1 crit.
I have 2 successes.
Just barely. just from the spirit of our female-owned business, we pour in the train cocktail, the conductor cocktail, if you will.
I will.
It's not on the rocks, it's on the nos.
Into it. I was going to say on the tracks, but yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and have that crit just soak in the failure of that against you, and then I'm going to have the 2 successes just rocket this train forward. Liberty is unstoppable.
As Nicole jerry-rigs a bullet wrench, she shoots open a compartment that you recognize immediately as the fuel injection pneumatic tube. Mixing this cocktail together, you drop it like a depth charge down into the bottom, and a torrent of flame rockets out the back of this train, shooting it forward like a bullet itself. That is Irina holding onto the roof of the train as momentum increases.
You know what? I'm getting tired of taking the train.
So pedestrian.
Fair.
Yeah. One of the motorcycles, devoid of its rider, is rocketing towards the back of the train. I'm going to hop off of the train and get onto the motorcycle, riding it inexplicably side saddle.
Incredible, I think.
And then I'm going to pull out my cavalry saber, my ancestral sword, and charge the remaining motorcyclists.
It's giving Final Fantasy VII. I'm here for it. Go ahead and roll Brawl.
I get an extra die if I'm charging.
Hooray!
2 successes.
1 success.
All right, my sword goes shook and just like bisects a fascist in half.
Mm-hmm.
Their motorcycle goes skidding. I'm going to reduce your attack by 1.
Okay.
And then I am going to advance the objective.
Grand. The kick of your stilettos off the roof of the train shunt it forward as well. This is how I've decided that you complete this objective faster, is you just make train go.
Mm-hmm.
Make train fast.
And you can tell you are nearing the end of these metro tunnels' capability. Flint and Irina from aboard, your motorcycles behind, Chuck and Nicole in the passenger seat. You can see there is a giant yellow and black crisscrossed flashing sign indicating the track is about to run out. You're almost there as far as you can go, but not quite there yet. It's going to need one more little push. Nicole, it is you.
I think we might need a change of seats here, Chuck. Can I look on the board for a 4th gear that we can click into and then run to the back of the train?
You can find an 8th gear, dude, if you want. Absolutely.
Can I use search to make this happen?
Totally, yeah. You're looking for the little red button.
Yeah. That's 1 success.
That is no successes.
Great. as I'm like searching, my hand brushes like a bolt on the board and I rub it for a second and it says, "So you want to go fast," on it in French. And I press it down and a little like thing pops up from the board and it has a big red button and I go, "Moulin Rouge," and I click it and then I grab Chuck and we start heading to the back of the train.
I love that. So you're applying it to the objective?
Yes, apply to the objective, please.
You punch this little rouge button, and the train seems to stop as the rest of the tunnel blurs and elongates. There's a moment of pause, of light gravitylessness, and the next thing you know, the train is at the station. The air displaced by its travel creates reverberating tunnels. The remaining motorcycle riding Nazis are catapulted back, but due to your bulk, Flint, you hold on and you careen into the station, going up the open door that Nicole ripped open, through all of the cars and right into the station as Irina, your momentum from the severed wrists of this Nazi slowly careen you to a graceful halt. And you have reached as far as you can go in these metro tunnels. You all ascend the steps. Night has fallen fully while you were underground, as if the sun dare not look at what you will accomplish this night. You emerge near a pop-up display advertising German technology, which has come along leaps and bounds in the last half-decade, and this exhibition hall aims to show that off to the public. Banners strung up promise Die Zukunft der Kriegsführung, the future of warfare. Security seems to have been redirected to other parts of the city. The place appears to be a ghost town. Experimental fuel sources hum and glow ominously in the darkness of this after-hours pavilion. Informative display boards sing the praises of newfangled alloys and anti-tank technology. The centerpiece is a deactivated, state-of-the-art quadrupedal weapons platform. It stands proudly in the center of the arena, supported by a cylinder of frosted glass. If you could get it operational, it might make cutting through the arrondissement a bit easier. Up to you. Your objective? Get out to the other side of the pavilion. We will begin with Flint.
I think I'd like to climb up to some kind of raised thing, if there's anything around, and do a search roll to scout around and see if there's anyone crouched behind the bushes or anything like that.
Sure. Go ahead and give me search.
That's no successes.
You see the most obvious way to get up in this area is the weapons platform in the center. And using your wings, you jump and land on the platform. But as soon as you do, your feet touch down, and a spotlight suddenly blares to life, illuminating the place in bright fluorescence. Steel shutters clunk down on many of the exhibits as barricades rise out of the flagstones. You hear the hiss of something mechanical off-gassing, and a grinding as the glass cylinder lowers to the ground. The rest of you see now it contained something resembling a large, muscular man, but its skin has been replaced with steel, its tendons with pistons, and at the base of the skull, a cable inserts into its spine. It turns its head to you, and you see cameras in the corners of the structures likewise pivot to keep you all in their field of view at once. The Colossus's eyes light up red, and it opens its mouth. Stahlsoldat online.
Coffin Drop is a Kitten Marlowe production, edited and produced by Kim Dalton. This episode featured a theme song by Jason Myers, with additional vocals by Amelia Myers. You can find out more about us by visiting kittenmarlowe.com, signing up for our newsletter, or following us on socials. For Discord access, exclusive cast talkbacks, TTRPG materials, and more, visit patreon.com/kittenmarlowe and join Super Bayaki and all of our incredible Kitten Marlowe patrons in supporting artist-driven storytelling. Thanks for listening.